what were the adjustments after the first two games prior to this one, and have they worked for you so that you can still hang on to them in game 4?
The adjustments, basically, we as ALBA, under the coach, so, which directions I take is we don't like to change directions. The adjustments are very small. In my opinion, people think that then, in this case, the other opponent really can know what we are doing. But my point is we have to be doing it so good that even if the opponent knows what we are doing, we have to override their idea and their knowledge. And this is really difficult on my players, but this is what we tried. We tried to prevail. In this game, I thought that we managed to do a lot of things, but this is also a team that reads well and executes well these readings. They are efficient, especially down to the end. So our adjustments were to keep the same goals in perspective, to keep working opponent the same way, but with more alertness and with more will at the moments when the game is breaking, so we can grab the game. Did they work? In many times did, but again, like there was a question, we allowed the game to come in jeopardy in 2 or 3 occasions, and we could have been, let's say, even more consistent. But seriously, now, in this moment, when ALBA is under a lot of strain, I think that the team came out at the end with a memorable game. This Frankfurt plays excellent at this point. They are really on our price for us to put the stop on them, on their good feeling, and to raise up from our certain problems. It was a very difficult moment for us. We did this one time. Now we're going to be tested another, this time in Frankfurt. Much more difficult. I hope we'll be there.
Frankfurt's coach just said that he gives a lot of credit to Rashad Wright and Jules Jenkins for taking the game into their own hands in the end. Would you say the same? And did you especially look for those two players to go to in the overtime and in the crunch time?
Look, we are reading the game. We are reading the game and we are reacting to the game. The game gave a switch which put Labovic on Jenkins and on Wright. This is a mismatch and it needs to be solved. These two players took these 3 mismatches or 4 and covered it in 3 threes and 1 alley-oop, because the rest of the team was watching the one-on-one on the top and was not aware of possible angle of pass. Basically, the players are always to be credited. You have to understand that the players are the one who have the initiative, and the players are the one who, whatever coach can drive, whatever the idea out there is, the players need to perform. But this was a really demanding game. Now this overtime puts a lot of weight into these situations, but this game has been worked for 45 minutes, and there was a lot of effort from the whole team. There was a lot of effort from the whole team. And it was not easy. I mean, I talked to most of you over the phone. I was available. You were calling, and it didn't look so peachy or rosy before this game. And the players felt it, and they knew the weight, and they came all in, ready to win this one. Now, it's a different matter. Are we ready for more? We will see.
Wenn du kurz auf das Mikrofon wartest, bitte.
Did the pressure that mounted on the team in the last couple of days put so much pressure on the players, on the individual players, that they changed their attitude, that they overcame their weariness of the season?
I think this group is pretty consistent in being alert and in being aware of how much effort and how much pressure for ALBA there is in every game. Like when we show up with Oldenburg at home, or even before that with Le Mans in September, ALBA needs to win. And I am the coach who is coming from a certain way of thinking, and I am encouraging them to take this pressure, because it's not for people who are in ALBA to run away from it. ALBA's people, ALBA's players, ALBA's coaches, ALBA's staff, they need to be alert, because ALBA needs to win all the time. When it doesn't deliver a win, then it's not good. And to have this pressure is not easy. So we're talking about before this game, or before many games, this team is pretty much alert. What I think was a minimum of percentages that lacked in the first game at home, not realizing how Frankfurt is, let's say, raising up, and how good they are feeling at this moment, and how ready they were to come in and explore the weaknesses which we had, but not very many. You have to give a credit that Frankfurt is now, let's say, playing this serious with us in a strong manner, in a smart manner. And if we have something to say, is maybe for a few different moments in the first game at home, which costed us and which might cost us going to the next round. But the players, I think, took this tension in the right way. They did not succumb to it. They did not fail to it. And especially in this game, when the team came back 3 times and even scored a 3-point to lead 1 minute to go, which is very difficult, we were there. Of course, there are many possibilities. And now we are going to the next game, which I really, really hope that we are coming in a way that we want to stay in this playoff, stay in this championship to the end.
Completely different question. Does scoring few points mean that the centers didn't work good?
You mean in the first games?
No, this game. They scored.
It means that there are different looks. It's not easy to open center down, because this team is, for example, trapping the low post, so the ball has to move out, and is containing or switching the pick and rolls, which opens up other possibilities rather than big man down. So for big men, I will tell you, they are working very hard to create advantages for us, but they don't get the credit with baskets in this kind of game. But that doesn't mean that they're working bad. That means that the look of defense is such that it's not easy for them to get into a position to score.
Das soll es für heute gewesen sein. Ich hoffe, möglichst viele von Ihnen am Mittwoch in Frankfurt zu sehen. Ansonsten noch einen schönen Abend und vielen Dank.